Prabhu is asking that, so we are living in a family life and then we have many different relatives. So sometimes there is a conflict between us, maybe because of us sometimes or because of them. So what to do, how to resolve it? Should we see it as Krishna's arrangement, just like it was in the case of Pandavas?
Put everybody in Vaikuntha platform. Then there'll be no fighting. If you're not in Krishna consciousness, not in Vaikuntha consciousness, naturally there's going to be fighting. Material life means a quarreling and hypocrisy. Material life means so much material expectation, material desire, and then it's not accomplished, then the people get frustrated, angry with you, because everyone has some demand, some expectation. They don't want to surrender to Krishna. They don't want you to surrender to Krishna. So you're not cooperating with them. You're trying to cooperate with Guru and Krishna instead of Maya, and they don't like it. So family members are setting up as competitors to Krishna. Competitors to Guru and Krishna. So naturally there's going to be conflict. So anyway, you have to continue to surrender and serve Guru and Krishna, try to please them. And tolerate all of this other nonsense. And if Guru and Krishna wants to purify them, then he can also change their heart and consciousness. I just tell my family, I have love and affection for you. I don't want to argue with you. So, but they want to argue with you. But you said, no, because I have love and affection for you, I don't want to argue with you. And then how can they argue with you? If you just refuse to enter into that argument, then the argument is over. So don't get sucked into the argument. That's Maya's trick. You just say, I have to try to be Krishna conscious. I don't want to argue with you. If you don't agree with me or you don't want to hear from me, then I don't have to speak to you. I don't have to try to explain anything to you. You're not ready to hear anything. I cannot really help you. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to disturb you. I don't want to be disturbed. So when arguing is there, it's all emotional, nothing gets solved. So it's a waste of time and energy. So if you maintain Krishna consciousness, strength, then you tell them when you really want to have honest discussion and solve this problem, if you come in the right mood, then I'll help you. If you don't come in the right mood, with the right motivation and proper behavior, I cannot help you. And neither will I argue with you. Because I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste your time. And if you're consistently behaving like that, then other people will get the message of what you're expecting from them in order to have a reasonable conversation respectfully to deal with any difficulty or challenge that is facing you. But if they don't have the right mood and right mentality, and they're not approaching it properly, and they're too emotional, you cannot discuss anything with such a person. You're wasting your time, you're wasting their time, you'll never get to the actual issue, and only it'll become an emotional drama where everybody gets sucked into it, and then nobody is Krishna conscious, nothing is really solved, everyone's emotionally disturbed. It's not effective. So just tell, I'm going to chant Hare Krishna. I hope you also will pray to God or chant if they're devotee. When consciousness is right, the time is right, then I'll be happy to meet with you and to discuss everything with you. So especially as a man, husband, father, you have to set what is that expectation. If you're Krishna conscious and you're a responsible man, matured person, you should train your wife and your children how to behave properly with you. If they'll not respect that and not listen to that and follow that, then don't bother your head with them. I had family members, they call in a not nice mood, not nice mentality, speaking in a very critical way. I say, I don't want to really have this type of conversation with you. I don't want to argue with you. I also don't want to hear this type of thing that you're saying. So if you change your mentality and you change your way of dealing and you approach it in a more matured and reasonable way, I'll be happy to talk to you. Otherwise, don't call me. Don't contact me. So you have to set the parameter, you have to set the standard of behavior, of what you will accept and what you'll not accept. You have to train them. If you just get sucked into other people's emotional drama, then you're no better than them. You can't help yourself, and you can't help them. Then it all becomes emotional. Maya gets in the middle of all of it. It's all just a raw emotion, no rational, intelligent thinking. Nothing can be solved in such a scenario. So until emotional level is reasonably calm, nothing can be rationally discussed to come to any real resolution. So why waste your time? Why get sucked into argument? And if they really trust you and they respect you and they know that you can help them, then they'll change their attitude and mentality and come back maybe a little more humble, a little bit more careful. If they're trying to adjust themselves and deal in a better way, then try to help them. If it becomes too emotional again and it's turning into an argument and they cannot hear anything and they don't want to listen and they think they know everything, don't waste your time. Just say, I care about you. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to damage our relationship. A waste of time. I don't want to waste my time. If you approach it differently, then I'll give you all of my time to try to sincerely help you. Then you set the standard, they know what to expect. And if they deal properly, then you consistently try to help them. If they're getting emotional and they just want to fight with you and they're not in a nice consciousness, not in a nice mood, then just say, I'm sorry, I don't want to participate. I don't want to be part of this. And say it in a nice way, not in an angry way. Don't let them get you emotionally disturbed. If you're Krishna conscious, you will not get emotionally disturbed. And then they'll chant like one round and then come back and say, okay, I want to talk. And say, not enough, sorry. You'll see, when the consciousness, the mood, mentality, everything calm down, they're a little bit more reasonable, more respectful, more serious to try to have a nice discussion, then discuss it, try to help them. Does it make sense? And this is true for every relationship. It's not just wife, husband, or amongst any relationship. It's the same exact dynamic. As soon as there's too much emotion, nothing can be reasonably discussed and understood or solved. So emotional disturbance has to be pacified. Once it's reasonably pacified and you can reasonably hear, then you have a chance to try to understand, communicate, try to solve it. Too much emotion means all maya. You cannot hear anything rational, anything meaningful. You're just fighting for the sake of fighting. Who's going to win? Everyone loses. So if you just say to someone, they're trying to fight with you, and you say, you mean too much to me, and our relationship is too important for me to argue with you. I don't want to degrade our relationship by just arguing with you. So if we can deal with this in a reasonable way, then I'll be very happy to discuss with you and try to help you. And then they have to figure out how they're going to approach you again. They're trying to make their disturbance your disturbance. And the only way to solve any disturbance is Krishna consciousness. So if we're not Krishna conscious and we can't get them to be Krishna conscious, the disturbance will never be solved.